everyone. I know you're very excited to be here. But before we begin in proper, I'd like to take a moment just to go over a few things. Welcome. There are just a few small points to cover before we get started. Is that quite alright, darling? First of all, please take this as an opportunity to adjust your volume. For your listening comfort, mid-roll ads have been disabled for this stream, and for all future ASMR streams, they will also be disabled. That means there will be no interruptions, no sudden shouts of shopping at Walmart, or anything in between. As such, there will also not be end or post ads on this stream. So, take the time to relax. There's not going to be any jump scares. Next, super chats have also been enabled, however the sound alert for them has been turned off for the duration of this stream, so as not to disturb your listening nor break immersion. I will still reply and try and keep the immersion flowing as best as I can, and for those I cannot reply to, they will be dealt with next stream. And finally, for the best listening experience, use headphones or earbuds. After all, those let me get as close as humanly possible. And finally, enjoy. Immersion is the order of the night, so get comfortable, and let's enjoy our evening together. Let us begin. Damn. Not here. You know, I miss having servants. They could do all the hard work for me. The reading, the cleaning, the working never quite suited me. Oh. And how did you get in? I thought I'd closed up my bar at an appropriate time. Seems not. Typical. Even the bar staff don't lock up around here. Give the staff a holiday, and they don't even properly close up. Well, and don't just stand there in the doorway, darling. Coming or going. Your choice. You're in or you're out. It's up to you. Don't just linger. I hate it when people linger. Well. Yes, come on. You can get close to me. I did say that we were closed, but misery does love company. And you seem like someone who needs a taste of my company. Come along. First drink's on me. I own the place, after all, darling. I decide what comes in and out. Pull up a seat. You and I shall kill some time together. No, it's no trouble at all. I find it lovely that you are willing to fill the space with me. And at the very least, we can stay here until you and I find something a touch more pulse-pounding to fill our time with. Now, yes, come, take a seat. Relax. So what made you make your sweet way in here? Was it, curiosity? Or perhaps you're a regular? I don't mind either way, to be quite honest. Both options are rather wonderful. Or maybe, just maybe you were the type who came in here searching for a good time, And it could work. I suppose I could satiate all of the above needs, but a little bit of time is all it takes. For now, though, without my bar staff and without companionship, it seems that our scale will have to be a lot more intimate than what I initially anticipated. Oh, you. You absolute flirt. I think I'm going to like you a lot. And careful, I might just get the idea of keeping you around. But yes, the staff have the day off, unfortunately. 666th Friday of the month. Well, the infernal month, that is. It's considered a national holiday of sorts where I'm from. Tried to convince them that we didn't need to do those sorts of things anymore, you know. When in Rome, do as the humans do, that sort of thing. Unfortunately, they started muttering about unions, and, well, I needed to drown that hellcat in the river before it grew claws. So, here we are. Just you and me in my misery, and my misery oh so does deserve your company. For it is the balm I need in this moment. And just when the night seemed the darkest, when I seemed my most lonesome, you came, waltzing in. The prey enters the hunting grounds of your own free volition. How beautiful. Oh, I know, poor me. This poor, silly incubus. I'm just trying to get by, aren't I, in this oh so harsh human world. Darling, did I say something? You seem to have a rather strong reaction to me. Is that a shade of blush? It wouldn't be, would it? No, never. Not you. You're far too put together for something like that. A nice, noble, and cold disposition. Not at all. But it is rather good you came. An incubus is not supposed to be lonely. We thrive. Yes, thrive. In social situations, do we not? We absolutely thrive. And with that in mind, there we go. It's good you came. After all, we live for pleasure. I'm not quite as delicate as an orchid, nor am I as fragile as a flower, yet I would take the opportunity to bask in your light all the same. Oh, never worry about that. My flowery metaphors are best left to one side. And having you here is a pleasure that I live for. Hence, despite my bar being closed, despite us being trapped alone together, I think I will come to enrapture myself in your company and really sink my teeth into this experience. What's that? You want me a touch closer? Well, I could do that. Well, I do like someone who's overt with what they want. I've never had an issue with that before. Direct is a good way to my heart. It's actually the strongest way. A strong style, a strong stance leads to strong results. You know, I like that. I think ambition, I think desire should be rewarded. What do you say? You've earned a reward. Yes? Yeah, yes. I think you most certainly have. Let me see. I should have something around here for this. Where is it? Here we are. A bottle of Stygian amber, a 692 vintage, and one of my personal favourites. These strings I had to pull to get this. What do you say you and I uncork it? Split a bottle between the two, shall we? No, go on, go on. I'm a resourceful incubus, and it is only rare, or only fair, I should say, that you and I indulge in a rare vintage for a rare breed such as yourself. Bottoms up, yes? 1 second, I need to work the cork. You come here on Saturday nights, I have a trick where I can open this bottle with my tail. Beautiful. Still, it's good. Privacy between you and I. The world kept on the outside between us, where it belongs. Now, there's always work to be done, you know? So much time and so little time for ourselves. Here. You've been here before, yes? You give me the impression of a regular, someone who knows what they want. And that thing might be me, I don't know, but you definitely give that impression. You're not a side character. That's what I sense from this. You are not an extra, as it were. No. Oh, by the way, how much do you want? A healthy swig or an unhealthy swig? Good answer. Good answers. One for you. And of course, one for me. Delightful. You know, it's quite intimate, isn't it, splitting a drink together? Two strangers, ships crossing in the night, you and I. Oh, cheers. Indeed, cheers. You're not my normal drinking partner, however the captain seems to be rather busy tonight. So, as such, to you, my new drinking partner, and perhaps latest in my gallery of companions. Much better. Something to take the edge off on a Friday night, wouldn't you say? I adore. But I was right with what I was saying before, you know. You feel like principal cast. You know, the story that we're writing, you and I, what we're living through. You're not on autopilot, you're awake. And I like that. You make choices, you don't just act, you react. And that's what's brought you right here tonight. Perhaps it's the start of our star igniting, or perhaps we shall burn out beautifully. I have a feeling that whatever we should choose, it will be wonderful. Yes, yes, wonderful. Of course, I know what I'm talking about. It's not my first time with any of this. I'm not new to this game. Trust me, I have a few 100 years under my belt. Well, 126, but between you and me, I don't look a day over 90. I always like to describe things as dramatic. You know, the dramatical. I adore it in some capacity. I think there's something about it where if we sum life up down to the stage, there's a certain magic to it, a certain ability for us to turn around and make the intangible chaos that is existence a tangible and understandable narrative. It adds beauty to it all. It adds heart to all that comes between us and the ending. Which is why I'm so certain that you will play a starring role in what is to come. I'm sure. And if you don't trust me, then that's fine. Just wait and see. I'm very certain about such things, and I can say with abject and absolute faith that this is going to be wonderful. Oh, goodness. I'm sure you're wondering where my usual drinking buddies are. Well, the captain is rather taken these days. The elf doesn't drink. The vampire doesn't even drink blood, and I'm pretty sure that we'd lose our liquor license if I served Roscoe. But still, doesn't hurt. A little drink, a little love, and you never know just where you might end up. Everything's so abstract until it finally happens to you. Who knows? Maybe I'll just have to look elsewhere for such things. But something tells me I won't have to look far. Life tends to play a rather lovely game with us all, does it not? Well, yes. You understand my turn of phrase, what? I could say that I'm new here and learning the lay of the land. I could say my inexperience is sophisticated in such things, or I could simply turn around and wax poetical about how this new world is rife with possibilities for you and I, but instead I'll simply lean into being new to all this. Or perhaps the wing and the tail didn't quite give away that I'm not quite human. Desire is my middle name after all. And desire is what this beautiful little home of mine runs on. Still, I can read it like a book, between what you desire and I desire. There's bound to be some form of overlap. You're reasonable, aren't you? You're bright. I can tell, I can see it in your eyes. There's something engaging, something that I feel would just keep people coming back. Wouldn't you feel the same? Or I should say, don't you feel the same? Yes. I'm not being silly. I can see you're somewhat turning away. There's somewhat a level of what if, what how, but I can tell. I promise you I can. I am, how do I put it? I can tell a lot just from someone's eyes. Windows to the soul and all that. I wouldn't know personally, being bereft of one, but you indeed strike me. There's something interesting, unique. There's no need for that kind of dead weight of a soul on this incubus, but you, it looks good on you. As strange as that compliment may be, the soul does look rather good on you. I think I'll leave you with yours by the time we're done. Don't worry, you can thank me later. But even more so, it doesn't scare you, does it? You talking to me, knowing what I am. It shouldn't, should it? No, of course, not nerves of steel, you. I bet you drink with demons and cavort with monsters all the time. Not cavort, no. Maraud. Drink with demons. Maraud with monsters. Yes, that's rather lovely, isn't it? All the time. All the time. Huh? What's that? Darling, you seem to be reacting to me quite strongly. Don't forget to sip your drink. It's a good vintage, don't let it go to waste. I have to take care of you while you're in my bar. Cheers. You know, you seem to be reacting to me rather strongly, if you don't mind my saying. Rather strongly indeed. Your pulse has quickened since we first encountered one another. Yes, it's the incubus ears, unfortunately for you. I can hear your heartbeat from across the room. You and I being alone together in this bar, well, it's clear as a drum. Oh, I can hear everything, darling. Everything. Your pulse, the strength of your heart, BPM, resting breaths, everything. It's a symphony. Every last process of you is a symphony to me. And one that I listen to with great joy and even more ease. Oh no, I mean nothing by it though. I mean absolutely nothing by it. I'm the most innocent incubus you could come across. I'm simply very, very wholesome. Why, I promise, so long as you are by my side, I will take care of you and treat you only the best that I can. And I always keep my promises. And that is a promise. Still, it was always a shock to me finding out just what creatures like you can hear. You know, how little you can hear. You have such limitation in your human senses. Now tell me, are your ears sensitive? I wonder if they are. I wonder if your ears are sensitive. Should I let you tell me, or should I try and find out myself? I wonder just which would be best. Oh, am I a touch close? Well, I'm simply investigating my hypothesis. You know, what was it? Was it Plato that said, "You cannot find progress without both thesis and antithesis." I am simply testing my hypothesis and seeing just what could end up being created from an exploration of this stimuli. Though, seems from that shudder just then you might have been telling me the truth. Oh, I think I quite like that. I think you quite like that. I have a feeling that you like me being this close. Or am I mistaken? I think that might be the case. You know, human, I could use you for something. Just a small favour, a tiny, forgettable favour. It wouldn't even put you through any discomfort. And it would leave me very, very in your debt. Oh, what? Why, yes, I would be ever so grateful. Ever, ever so grateful. Well, you might have heard me muttering and moaning over my latest scheme just as you arrived. I'm not just an incubus, you see. Think of it this way. Let me paint 1,000 words for you in this picture. I am a spider, sat in the centre of the web that is 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻 Netherbrand, and through its silken threads I feel the vibrations of this world. The problem is that I can't do it all alone. I could use a helper, yes, a helper. Either that, or you'll just wind up wrapped in my silk all the same. Though I can't help but feel you would slightly like that outcome. But trust me, the one where you help me results better for everyone involved. Oh, you're so eager. I see you there. Look at you, ready to jump straight into the abyss for me. I like that. But self-preservation would help us both. The work would be simple enough. Nothing arduous, especially not for someone of your gifted predisposition. And of course, your remarkable temperament. What with your sensitive ears and ambitious attitude, you could get wherever you wanted to. You're a fearless little thing. I'm sure you are. And I'm certain I could think up some fine uses for you. You see, there are places in this world that, for reasons beyond my knowledge, I can't go to. I know, it's so very, very sad. Blessed ground, consecrated places, that sort of thing. You understand, don't you? I don't see why I'm not that bad. Am I? It seems that there are certain places that want to keep demons out. All I need is a few little plans, a few little pieces of help to nudge the world in a better direction. My direction. And what's the worst a little demon could do? A little demon like me. After all, the good guys always win in the end. You know that, don't you? So no matter how bad, no matter how poorly I misbehave, good will out, I'm sure. It's simple enough. I just need you to go and retrieve a very, very small list of items for me. Very simple little things. You're resourceful, I know you won't have any problems. You're a good, stand-up type of human. Especially when you know the rewards are as myriad as they are. Oh, darling, no, let me pour you another drink. Don't answer just yet. You need another drink. And I think that you and I are just getting started. Yes, yes. There you go. Cheers once more. Indeed. Of course, this isn't a fetch quest. This is something of some difficulty. Wonderful. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, you definitely have the look of a regular, and if you're not, you certainly will be in a short amount of time. I would just need you to go and retrieve a small few things. Nothing that you would have any problems with, and I'm certain that at least a few items on my list would arouse your curiosity. Yes? Exactly. No. Don't worry about me, darling. I'm a lightweight. I'll just try and keep up with the drinks that we can handle. Perks of being an incubus, you see. I end up rather forward, backwards, and round after just a few cups. Lets me live life. Don't worry. I promise I won't get too affectionate. Yet. But then again, I could just not be telling the truth. That's also another possibility. I like to keep you on your toes. Just leave it in between. I like to keep us uncertain in a realm of maybes. After all, black and white is just so boring. Once you step into the grey, there's no going back. Don't worry. I feel like I'm going to come out just fine from all of this. I'm in your care after all. Now, we were asking about something. Yes, what you're retrieving. I have unusual tastes, in case you couldn't tell, and rather exotic ones, and also expensive ones, and also an interest in the arcane. Well, items of a magical disposition of the arcane variety. You must know that life isn't all just what we can see in front of us. No, that's boring, that's dull, that's mundane. I might be a new world, but that doesn't mean I can rest on my laurels. Wouldn't you agree? I have an empire to build, and just like any skilled artisan, I need my tools. Grimoires, texts, objects of power, that sort of thing. It's strange, isn't it? People who seem to have these sorts of things seem to have a dislike towards demons wanting them. How rude. In fact, I would say, it's rather poor in character. After all, I could be perfectly lovely when I want to be. I'm sure you'd agree I'm perfectly lovely right now. You see, they anticipate demons coming after these things, monsters, predators, that sort of thing. But they don't anticipate lovely, sweet, charming humans such as yourself. They don't. So, how about you, you perfectly delicious human? Just run a few errands to help little old me. Oh, I'm glad you think I'm a sweetheart. I'm very glad. I try my very hardest. Waking up. Of course I trust you. Why wouldn't I trust you? I always trust strangers. That and... Well, perhaps you need more convincing. Do you need more convincing, darling? I think you drive a very, very hard bargain. But I think you need to realize just how serious I am about this. When I want something, I get it. Just because I haven't shown my fangs yet doesn't mean I will not, or that I never will. And yet something about you is so intriguing. It makes me want to play nicely. I don't think I've played nicely in quite a long time. So we can be gentle slow, and treat this as a, what, subtle courtship for now. And let it not be said that I am not a persuasive incubus. A favour for a favour is quite easily my favourite flavour. And of course, I wouldn't expect you to do all this for me out of the kindness of your heart, no. Humans rarely do that with each other, let alone demons. No, no. What if, when the world is mine, I carved out a nice little place for you in it? Would that make you happy? Would that persuade you just a touch? I think it would. I think that maybe somewhere just between you and me, somewhere that we could keep everyone away, keep the world outside and leave it just between us, would be quite the delicious reward. The world would be mine and you could have your own little slice of heaven, or I suppose hell, if you want it that way. Indeed. We could even make it comfy cozy. Sit wherever you end up, next to wherever I end up. We could be neighbours. I think that would be sweet. Or just keep you close by anyway. That wouldn't hurt, would it? I don't think it would. Not in the slightest. I could give you a title, I could give you land, something fancy. Oh, I could give you all the fancy names you could desire. A liege, a regent. What a baronet. Head of a duchy, something ridiculous like that. We could. There's so much more to do, though. There's so much more for us to find out. And of course, you have your task to complete first. I can't raise you higher than myself, but I can certainly keep you at my knee. I think that would quite work. It would be hard work, all of this, running my errands, doing what I need to do, but long days make for long nights, and hard work has its own reward. But I've spoken so much on business. How horribly rude of me. Why, I'm embarrassing myself. How horribly rude of me. I shouldn't do such things with a guest, someone who's stumbled in here to ease my burdens, to give me company when I need it the most. No, you must forgive me. Where are my manners? Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm glad that you've enjoyed your time with me. I plan for us to have a lot more very soon. I think we could make this a regular occurrence. You come here, we have a little, what? Date night? Something between just the two of us. We could catch up, trade secrets. We could do anything, really. Anything at all. Keep things wild and interesting. You could update me on your progress of gathering my little knickknacks. Or maybe, just maybe, we could turn around and make a night of it. Do this all over again and again and again. Keep you by my side while I whisper sweet nothings into your ear. I think that would be wonderful. I think that would be the most delightful thing possible. And we could do this dance, this subtle back and forth, to and fro between you and I, for all eternity. We could play such a lovely game, and I think that it could be phenomenal, incredible, something special. You know that, don't you? That you're special. Not in the way that everyone else says they're special, that they have something. You have an awareness, an eye. This world brought you to me, and very clearly there are plans within plans for you and me. You just need to be my good little human. Do you think you could do that for me? Do you think you could be a good little human for me? I think you could. I think you most certainly have it in you. Good. Then, let's finish our drinks, shall we? You and I have had a rather wonderful time tonight. So go. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Make the most of whatever you can. And we can wonder and ponder about the future for as long as we need. Just leave all of the thinking to me, all of the scheming and planning, thoughts, all the salacious sins, and let me carry the burden. And you enjoy yourself.